I want to paint you a picture right now, a metaphor of what it looks like to reboot. Now, we've been talking about this idea of walking in rest, where we are moving away from striving, we're moving away from the clutter, we're unplugging from the distractions, and we're getting into a state where we are at rest with the Lord and at rest with ourselves, at rest concerning our future, at peace, really. Let me paint you this picture. If you've ever operated a computer, you know that every once in a while you have to restart the thing. In fact, if you don't restart it completely, what happens is there's all kinds of things happening in the background. There's cache memory, there's all kinds of cookies that are there, and there's application processes that are going on behind the scenes. You don't see it on your desktop, but it's happening there. And the longer you leave your machine on, the more things you've opened and closed and moved around, it slows down the performance of the computer. Now, if you don't know much about computers, just trust me on this for a second. Sometimes we have so many applications open in our life. We have so many processes taking place behind the scenes. They're back behind the veil of what people see. Our mind is reeling about this problem or that challenge or this family situation or this piece of money deal over here or this financial deal. There's so many applications, so many processes happening all the time that our machine gets clogged up. The performance gets slowed down and we are not clicking on all cylinders. And frankly, if you try to open one more application, the whole system is going to crash. And sometimes it does crash. Sometimes we emotionally break down. We reach the end. We call it burnout. We call it empty. We call it failure. We call it whatever. But the point is that sometimes there is value in rebooting. There is value in closing out all the applications one at a time, getting the slate cleared, and not just that, but turning the machine off, allowing it to sit for a little while. And then once again, after having allowed some time for things to settle, push the start button again and let it reboot fresh with no open processes, no open applications, no busy stuff happening, but where we allow a blank slate. I like to call it a clean sheet of paper and a beginner's mind, where we can get before the Lord and say, Lord, okay, I've been so busy and so bogged down with all of this other stuff. Now, just show me what you want to work on today. Let's just open one thing at a time and let's focus on that. I would suggest to you that rebooting is a great idea. I would suggest to you that if you are at a place in your life where you are overwhelmed with frustration and anxiety and pressure, and you are feeling as though you're swimming in mud, you're not making progress like you know you're capable of making, it might be time for you to shut it all down and reboot. Guess what? You might find that one of those applications or one of those processes is not even on your radar anymore. You don't need to be focused on that at all. In fact, I'm just going to delete that file. Sometimes you have to clean things up and start over so you can become effective again and begin working again at your potential. God's calling all of us, I think, to a reboot. I think we're going to be eliminating a lot of things from our lives. We're going to be simplifying, because right now is the time for us to get focused, to become effective, and to make a difference. I encourage you, as it relates to this idea of rest, consider a reboot. It might just be helpful to you. My name is Brian Holmes. Thanks for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you right back here again very soon.